do a live video real quick. I'm gonna play baby so let me do this. Love you too. What's going on, y'all? So we need to have a talk about Brazil. We can do another walking around Sao Paulo today, live stream. I just got back from the gym, smoking a cigar. I realized, I don't have a interview today. I don't have an interview. Everybody I want to interview is either went missing, fell off the face of the earth, or they're unavailable, or they've had an emergency. So, what's the default? We don't have any vlog footage. I said, you know what? Instead of doing vlog footage, we can always go back to what works, which is walk around town with the camera out till the sun go down. We got some action yesterday too. I haven't talked about it on Patreon. Somebody said Sao Paulo's played it. I do think that. I think when I go to Amazonas, it'll be good content. The good thing about my strategy now is that if I find a city that's not doing too good for viewers and all that, I can just do interviews and still create content on a daily basis that way, rather than depending on walking around the city, just burning energy. I can also come up with more products and stuff like that. Let's talk about this too. Because nobody really wants to watch my Sao Paulo content. Like, I dropped a video, it got 15,000 views or something like that, which is, I've had recent live streams that have done better than that. Now, granted, when I walk around and do an IRL vlog, live vlog, did I get more views? Yes. But I'm not really gonna be dropping too many more 4K vlogs because I gotta walk around, record, edit, just to get 10,000 views. I don't think so. That's too much fucking work for such a little result. When I can just pop out the camera right here and 20,000 people watch me, and I don't have to. All I gotta do is walk around, record, shut it off, done. Why would I edit videos? Now, it's a really good cigar, by the way. This brand makes really good cigars. I smoked a lot of this cigar. This is the Nicaragua version. What was I about to get to? It's pretty warm outside today. I have on shorts and a jacket, and it's a little chilly with the shorts on, but if I had on pants, it wouldn't be cold at all. It'd be just right. So, what I mean by is Brazil played out is this is the place, if you're going to Rio or Sao Paulo, there's not really nothing else new you can talk about. Like, there's a billion videos on Rio and Sao Paulo. People will always love Rio, but it's not, you're not really, as a content creator. In real life, okay. As a content creator, you put up a video, hey you guys, I'm in Rio. Hey, nobody gives a fuck. As a YouTuber, nobody cares. Everybody's been there. Zoom and Thailand, 1MT, Fred, me, Floyd, Swedish Gringo. Shit, what's the other guy? El Guapo. Everybody has been to Rio. That's why when I went to Salvador, it didn't do huge numbers, but it did better than my Rio content did. Everybody's been to Rio. Sao Paulo, there's no beach in this city. It's a little more westernized. The culture is not as warm as Rio, so the content doesn't do good. For personal reasons, me living here, do I like Sao Paulo? Yes. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I could live here. But I don't think I would stay in Sao Paulo long term, and for content wise. Otherwise, I love it. I like it's a nice city. It's a lot to do. It'll keep you busy, but content wise, no. So we don't have any plans today. Let me talk about this though. I put up a post recently on my Instagram and on YouTube. I put up if I came out with a course on how to grow your Instagram in 6 months, would you guys buy? 76%, I believe it was, on YouTube said no. The other 24% said yes. Okay. That's fine. That's YouTube. I put it on Instagram, of course. It makes sense that my YouTube viewers don't want to learn how to grow their Instagram, but my Instagram viewers do. Makes perfect sense. So I wrote an ebook, 52 pages. I took my time out to write 52 pages, and I'm selling it to you guys for $3. Just like all my other ebooks that I'm coming out with from now on. The fitness one, now the Instagram one. I have another one coming. I'm gonna do one about how I grew my YouTube, $3. If you guys are interested in growing your Instagram, it's tagged down here at the bottom, tag products. You guys should be able to see. I tell you how I create my content, what I use to create my content, when I post my content, what type of content, like how do I come up with it, like how do I bring up the ideas of creating content. Everything you need to know about growing your Instagram, because if you guys haven't paid attention, I had 8,000 followers on Instagram in January, and now I have 500 away from, I'm at 39,500, so I'm almost at 40,000. In really three videos, grew my following that far. Like one video brought me like 16,000 followers. So if you guys want because a lot of you guys want to live abroad. If you guys want to live in another country, you have to be rich or you have to have remote income. Whether that be a damn social security check, I don't know. But I do know this, which is that Instagram is an online platform. And if you can build an audience and you can sell something to your audience, you can do that from anywhere in the world. So people are in my, I gotta switch my audience, man. There's a handful of people, and these are, I'm starting to figure out a lot of people that follow me are just complete idiots. Not everybody, but a lot of people that follow me are complete idiots. And people are saying that I'm grifting by coming up with a $3 product that wasn't even done yet. So, for the people that are not idiots, that want to, and you should only be offended by that if you feel like you're a complete idiot. But for the people that are not complete idiots, that want to learn how to grow their Instagram following, so you can do whatever you want with it. I don't care if you use that following to get pussy. I don't care what you do with it. But this guide is about how to grow your Instagram. So if you want to learn how to grow your Instagram following to attract women or make money or do both, I wrote an ebook that's 52 pages for you guys down at the bottom. $3. If you can't afford it, you got a bigger problem than growing your Instagram. Trust me. If you ain't got a spare $3, you don't even need to be on YouTube watching it. You need to be at work. Some people are complaining about like, why would you sell this information? It took me. I have been trying to grow my Instagram following since 20. Shit, really since I got one in 2012. But let's say seriously since 2020. If you guys want Bounce for Rock, thank you for the $10 cash app. If you guys really want to learn how, if you guys want the cheat code on how I did it in 52 pages, that's a PDF document so you can get your computer to read it to you. You can read it in probably 30 or 45 minutes. If you guys want to know everything that I learned in 45 minutes, or you could wait 45 months and learn yourself. Which one you want to do? Which one makes more sense? Invest $3 a night. But for the people that are serious, it's linked down below. Somebody said, "No, your channel is very knowledgeable. Love your content. You got to make bread some kind of way." Yeah, exactly. So, thank you. First of all, second, yeah, I make money from AdSense and from you guys dropping donations and from Patreon and from my ebooks, and I've done the most sales in ebooks this month from sponsorships. I have a lot of stuff that I do to generate income, but I get offended. I get offended whenever I take my time. Like, I pop open a live stream, I voice my opinions, you guys talk shit, I don't care. But whenever I try to actually sit down and write something out, or record, or make my travel guides, like I have to take time out of my day to actually, like, I could be doing something else. I could just be on live just asking y'all for super chats, but instead I'm like, what is something that's more reliable than depending, because super chats are not dependable. Like, I can't depend on you guys to donate the same amount every single time. Unless if I'm talking shit about women all the time. Now, when I'm talking shit about women, especially American women, it seems like I could be a damn millionaire off of super chats if I wanted to. That's why Fresh and Fit are millionaires, or at least they were from super chats. I don't know about now, but that's why they were so successful. There shouldn't be a shipping fee on a book. Let me see. But yeah, if I decided to just sit around and just talk shit about women all day, yes, I would be rich. You should be able to buy the book now. It's because I had it as a physical product. Do you realize Fresh and Fit were millionaires outside of YouTube? I don't give a damn if they were or not. What I do know is it was public information that they were millionaires from people donating super chats just to see them talk shit to women on a podcast all day. So my point is, if I wanted to, that's really not the point that I was making. The point that I was making was super chats are not dependable, so I have to make something that, because in order for me to get super chats, I have to crack open a live stream and talk. I don't have to, I mean, you do have to advertise somewhat to get people to buy the books, but you make that video one time, as long as people are still watching your books, I mean your videos, they eventually hear you talk about the book, which is more reliable. So, no, you wouldn't. You get demonetized. Sir, I talked shit about women for 7 months straight and I never got demonetized. My videos didn't even get demonetized back then. So, again, not here to debate with y'all about that. I know what the hell I'm talking about. So what did John Doe say?
God.
Let me see if it still does that. The honeymoon phase of Brazil is over. It is. After traveling around the world, I still love it. It's still number one, but it doesn't hit the same way like when I first got here. I've seen too much. I'm no longer shocked. But yeah, Sao Paulo is not. I like it, but it's not. Again, like I always say, it's not Rio, it's not Salvador. So what if you go back to Salvador and Recife? Salvador and Recife. No, I didn't like Recife the first time I went. It's a beautiful city, but like hell, there wasn't even nobody outside. And we were there on the weekend. There wasn't nobody outside during the summertime. Let me see. So if you wanted to buy the fitness book, if you wanted to buy the fitness book, is there a shipping fee? No. So let's see now if you wanted to buy the other Instagram book. And if you're on Patreon, the Instagram guide is free. Because Patreon is $4 a month. The guide is $3. I'm not going to charge my Patreon members because I get money from y'all every month. Which country would I pick? Brazil or Chile? Brazil. Because Chile gets, as a whole, Chile gets freezing cold. It snows. And Brazil snows too in certain parts, right? Like it snows in the south, but it doesn't snow in Salvador. What happened to Monica? Believe it or not, so Sao Paulo is and Fred was telling me about, Fred and Jason were telling me about how kind of like there's some similarities to America. Yesterday, I got flaked on 6 times by 6 different women. I've never had that happen anywhere in the world. I couldn't believe it. Well, actually, I could believe it. I'm not really surprised by too much now. But it was still like, damn, okay, Brazil is really not the same. Like, there's certain parts of Brazil that aren't the same. Now, did I get some action yesterday? Yeah. The last one that flaked on me, I had to tell her, like, cause she hit me up like, hey, my phone was broken, like regular bullshit. And she's like, but we can still go out. I said, no, we were gonna go out and kick it. That opportunity is now gone. So you can either come straight to the house or like we can just see each other another day. But we're not. Like that was an hour ago, hour and a half ago we were supposed to meet. We're not going out anymore. Absolutely not. Still came over, so. First person bought the Instagram guide, but please leave a review. I appreciate you guys buying the ebooks, but please leave a review on what you think. That lets other people know whether they should or should not buy the book. That lets me know if I should keep making more books like that. I have to have feedback. I have to have feedback for you guys to get more stuff, because there's more content than me just sitting around doing interviews and talking. Like, there's stuff that I've done that a lot of people can't do or are trying to do that I could teach people. How to grow your Instagram, how to get fit, How to stay fit while traveling. I made a book on both of those. How to make a YouTube channel. How I grew YouTube. How I grew my YouTube. How do I keep how do I hold an audience? How do I grow a loyal audience that will literally stay on the live stream while I take a shit? That's another ebook I should write. I'm taking 3 or 4 shits. You know, essential travel. These are all things that a few of these books I've already written. They're just not done yet. So they're not written, but they're in writing. Some essential things that you guys should travel with. And I make them all $3 so that way everybody can afford it. People that are traveling, people that are not. And there you go. Anonymous said, I'm starting to think Rio and Salvador are an anomaly and not a representative of Brazil. The beach culture and tourist atmosphere are the reason why the women are more friendly. Salvador, with Rio, maybe so. With Salvador, no. The women are friendly in Sao Paulo, too. But like the Uber driver told me, there's twice as many men in Sao Paulo as women, almost. You guys, we got 27 likes and almost 200 people watching. We need to get the likes up to at least 70 likes. I'm gonna pause the monologue for now. What's the big difference? The Big Cheese says, have you ever thought about becoming a digital nomad? That's what I am. I haven't stayed in one country longer than 3 months. Been in 21 countries in the past 2 years. Digital nomad. Hell, less than 2 years. Guys, we need 30 more likes at least. Anonymous said 100, but I don't feel like waiting because y'all are liking too slow. 100, we need 30 more likes. Cigar hitting, I'm blazing my joint, views going up. Yes! 40 likes. No, I haven't been to I'll be in Amazonas later this month. I'll be there for sure. I already have my plane ticket. I'll for sure be there this month. But Salvador and Rio, Salvador is not a tourist spot for international visitors. Rio is. Salvador is a tourist spot for Brazilians. So the tourists that you see in Salvador, 9 times out of 10 are other Brazilians. The ones that you see in Rio are other Brazilians and Australians and Swedish and Americans and Africans. I met Nigerian people in Sweden and in Rio. You know, I've met Asian people in Rio. So you'll see that there. You'll see everybody there. He said, Austin, what do you think Brazil is good if you had money? I was lit. So that actually got on my nerves. When somebody said Brazil is good if you had money. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much everywhere you go to in the world. I don't know one country that's good being broke.
Eu acho que você deve pagar uns 60 reais pra mim.
like when I was in Salvador, I think I met 10 Americans in 3 months. You know, when you're in Rio, you can go certain places where there's 50 of us in one room. Like there's plenty of American tourists. There's not a lot compared. It's not like Medellin where it's like okay, this shit's getting annoying, but there's no shortage of us there. If you need somebody to meet up with that's from the same country as you won't have a hard time finding them.
Pouca coisa, tipo, com os 10% aqui no dinheiro eu ficava meio coisa, mas agora é valor, né?
Mas provavelmente o certo seria tipo urbano, assim, como é algo que ela mais fixada, acho que poderia ser uma forma para todo mundo.
But Jason has been to Manaus, he's been to Natal, he's been in Recife, and he was telling me like he's been to Sao Paulo, he's been to Rio too, and he was telling me that it's pretty much like here. He's also been to Victoria too. He was saying Sao Paulo is like the only place in Brazil like that here where you're gonna experience a lot of flakes. I was even talking about on my Patreon. People were telling me like they experience a lot of flakes in Sao Paulo too. So it's this the culture here in Sao Paulo is not the typical Rio and Salvador culture that you heard me talk about before. Like I cannot tell you how many women I've met here in Sao Paulo that I pretty much know I'm not gonna see them again. Unless if I stay here maybe a whole another year, and we just so happen to lap back around. You know, but no, we never seen Monica. We never seen Monica again. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Sao Paulo, one of the sugar babies. Of course, not all of them, but I do get that vibe from a lot of them. There's a lot of them you can just look at and you be like, yeah, it's gonna be hard to get that one. Like, so.
Lá na Gama, até os shoppings brasileiros estão sem, e as fábricas estão sem licença. Eles estão trabalhando com...
DJP is not in Manaus.
Como se fosse uma licença provisória.
I mean, if he's there
os
now,
advogados estão brigando.
I can text him, I got his number.
Só que eles estavam falando, por exemplo assim,
But so you guys like the video. We got 232 people now, only 49 likes. So yeah, we got 3 more weeks left in Sao Paulo. What's today's date? The 4th? Yeah, we got literally a lot less than 3 weeks left. So we'll be in the next city. I haven't bought my Airbnb from Manaus, but I have my ticket. We'll go from there, and then we'll go to Europe, and we'll be on a whole new wavelength. More people are curious about me going to Europe and me coming back to Brazil. Because I've already been here, and a lot of people have already been here. But the people here in Sao Paulo are a lot more busy. Like when you want to see somebody in Salvador or Rio, like, hey, let's meet later today. Okay, yeah, I just work at this time. I get off, I'll see you. Or they just like, oh yeah, I'm not doing nothing right now. Sao Paulo, yeah, it might be days. If you feel like this content's been trash, stop watching my shit. My content is not all about women. ChatGPT says the women outnumber the men. I don't know what a local said there. The guy that's from here, he said it's almost twice as many men. ChatGPT says that about if you. One thing I've noticed is if you look up what's the ratio of men to women in a city, it doesn't really give you the number that people would tell you. Like if you look up, oh, how many, like it's more women than men in Brazil. If you Googled it, it'll say for every man there's 1.2 women, and it's like, okay, that's not that much of a damn difference. But when you go there, you know obviously that's not true. It looked like the men outnumber women. Oh, every day. There's plenty of women in Sao Paulo because there's damn near 20 million people. But when you're out and about, no. You go to the gym, like I go to Smart Fit. I've been to Body Tech. Way more men than women at the gym. You go to the gym in Rio, Salvador, way more women than men at the gym. Like, it's a day and night difference. Fatal, I don't have the best reputation in Kenya either. Well, I do. But if we want to talk about women, no. But I don't have the best reputation in the States. The difference is, you give a fuck, I don't. So yeah, so Austin has a player reputation. Yeah. You know what's funny? When I was in Dallas, I had that reputation and I wasn't. I mean, go look at my like. Let me name a few countries in the world, a few cities in the world where it's a sausage fest. Where you nightlife wise, let's say. Kampala, Uganda. Beautiful women in Kampala. Going to the clubs in Kampala. I mean, if you want to hang around a bunch of dudes, go. Why I'm getting flaked on in Brazil? No, I'm not getting. It's not that I'm not getting anything. It's just more flakes. And it's not that the women aren't reaching back out to me. They just don't show up the first time. See, if they had a problem with CNN, they would flake and they would probably block me or I'd never hear back from them. I hear back from them. They just flake. Don't think too deep about it, man. Now, please don't think too deep about it. Please don't. Just because somebody flakes on me don't mean that they think I'm a criminal. Kampala, Uganda, yeah, going out to the nightlife there, I wouldn't even recommend it. Oh, Rwanda? Kigali, Rwanda? Yeah, nightlife there. Here's the thing, people be thinking I'm lying. I have these facts on video. You know, usually I stay in places for 2 weekends. I try to get there on a Friday and I stay for 10 days, so that means I get 2 full weekends to see what that nightlife is like. Okay? He said just accept it and move on. Listen, I don't need any advice when it comes to flakes. Please stop giving me advice. Y'all act like I'm butthurt about it. I'm just telling you guys what I see. It's not that big. Jesus fucking Christ, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, Rwanda, Uganda, nightlife, scratch that off the list. Zambia, scratch that nightlife off the list. Ghana, scratch that off the list. Senegal, scratch that off the list. I mean, completely. Otherwise, South America, I think Sao Paulo is the first city where I've seen as many men at the club, where they dominated the clubs. He said Ghana nightlife is lit, you're tripping. Go look at my videos. It didn't look lit when I was there. It was lit, meaning like it was a vibe, but it was just, I mean, unless if you're gay or something, you know, I mean. Now, places where it's not a sausage fest. The nightlife in Chile, amazing. Santiago, Chile. Buenos Aires had good, like very good, very good. I would say it was very good. Buenos Aires, very good. There were some places that I heard good things, but I didn't even get to go to. But the ones I did see, yeah. He said a lot of Africa, you gotta be plugged in, can't just show up. Exactly. That's why I don't fuck with it. If the nightlife is not great, if you have to know somebody, that's not great nightlife. Great nightlife is me being able to show up. For example, Thailand, right? You want to enjoy nightlife? You don't need to know a fucking local to have a good time. You can literally just show up. Anyway, Buenos Aires has good nightlife. Montevideo has great nightlife. Santiago, Chile. Bolivia had good nightlife too. It's just a chicks went that pretty. We all know Colombia does. Peru did as well, but I say the same thing about Bolivia. Romania had good nightlife. Poland had great nightlife. Vietnam had great nightlife. Vietnamese. Cambodia, Cambodia was no. Not Cambodia. It was like even their walking street in Cambodia, like it was like just all girls. Like there was no guys out there. So it was just a bunch of girls just standing around. Which, hey, that sounds good, but I mean, if you actually saw that, no. Sao Paulo has great nightlife too. It's just, like I said, it's more dominated by men who go out. Yeah, if you need to know the locals, nightlife is not great. Like Nairobi, Kenya has amazing nightlife. All you gotta do is buy a travel guide from Austin Holland, and I'll tell you exactly where to go. But even if you didn't have that, you could just show up and you could just be in Westlands and you could see that it's just lit at night. Isn't most nightlife dominated by men? Shango, travel more. In the States it is. Well, at least in Dallas and in Austin, if you go out over there, yeah, it's gonna be most dudes. But yeah, no, these other countries I've been to, it's like for every 10 people in the room, 7 of them might be women. When I was in Dallas, yeah, it'd be like either half and half or the men would be dominated. Where are you meeting these flakes in Sao Paulo? Cold approach? Dating apps? Both? The ones yesterday, Instagram, in person. The other one, who was the other one? I'm trying to think exactly who that was. I think it was a dating app too, though. And the other 3 were referrals, but they were from, they weren't even for a date. It was like, we wanted to do an interview. They flaked too. But one of them showed up. The one that you guys seen yesterday, she showed up and she was very eager. And she was cool too. I wanted to interview a local Brazilian guy. My electricity went outside. I said, hey, my electricity is out. I said, can we do this tomorrow? I said, yeah. I've been messaging him. No response. Here. What happened to those girls a few days ago? They seem like a vibe. Ask China. I don't know. Don't ask me, ask China. China got all the data. How often do you get noticed as a YouTuber? People in Sao Paulo know me to be a YouTuber, but they don't stop me walking down the street. I feel you're too young to be puffing away at cigars. Well, go lobby at your local government office for them to change the smoking age from 18 to 25, or here's 18, or whatever it is. Hell, 25 is, I'm damn near 30. I'm getting closer there. I'm closer to 30 than I am 20. Do I feel that being a YouTuber works against me? No. If it runs them off, I didn't need them anywhere. Too many women don't have a problem. And you guys gotta think, there's some American chicks that we're friends and they know about my entire TikTok and YouTube career. So if somebody's like turned off by my channel, fuck them. What I'm gonna do, delete my channel? What? Yeah, Russia in the summertime would be dope. We definitely gotta go there while it's warm though, because it gets super cold in Russia. It gets so cold in Russia, it's led to them winning wars. They beat the Nazis because of the cold. That was one reason. Big and black, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the reason Sly's life is doing good in Russia is because of Russia. Like even without the war, he would do numbers like but with the war, I'm pretty sure just because I seen he put a video up and it was like 2 or 3 days, they had like 250,000 views. So
E aqui o pessoal também
yeah.
fecha às 17, o pessoal fica fumando aqui dentro. Não. Fechou, você mandou de lá
É,
fora.
é por causa que aqui a nossa área é limpa, né? Lá a área do corredor é separada da loja. Então por isso que o pessoal tem as contas taxadas. Porque aí na hora que sai, só encosta no portão e fechou. Ué, a loja.
Another commercial break. If you guys want to learn, how to grow your Instagram profile, there's a tag product at the bottom of the page. It's only $3 while I write. Let me just look at the product page and put what I put there exactly so you guys can. The book talks about, it's called How to Grow and Monetize Your Instagram, meaning how to improve your following and how to make money off of Instagram. In the book, we talk about, I'll read your super chat here in a second, how to create engaging content, how to use hashtags, when to post, monetization methods, meaning how to make money, avoiding pitfalls and burnout, and I go into detail about how to engage. I have real world examples because you can see it. I've done it. It's 52 pages. How to edit the content, how to record the content, what you should use to make the content. All that is in the ebook. If you click the link below, it's only $3 for 52 pages. That took me way longer than 3 hours to make. She sent $5 for you should really cut out on the cigar smoking and okay drinking. Do some other things to cope with everyday problems and relieve stress. Yeah, the drinking is under control. Drinking is under control. I mean, so cigars, drinking does more damage than the cigars, man. Bottom line. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not smoking cigars to relieve stress. I smoke cigars because I like them. Yeah. Do you need game overseas tired topics? Yeah. There's some. That's another reason why I'm not in that red pill space. Like 3, 4, 5 months. Okay, I'm done talking about Western women. I'm done talking about LGBT. Like, you know, that gets old. So it makes sense to. I mean, what I'm doing is you can't really go to every city in the world. You can, but yes, the ebook is on there. And please leave a review when you buy it. What should younger men do to stay at least 2 to 3 months at a time? I wrote about that in my ebook about growing an Instagram following. I tell you guys, get the ebook and it gives you a basic outline on what I believe, what I've done, and we'll do one for YouTube too. What I've done to monetize myself because I'm an influencer living off of my influence. In e-commerce, like Shopify stores, drop shipping, that stuff is good. But the only thing is, it's become so saturated now to the point where you pretty much are gonna have to have some sort of influence to get people to believe that they should buy your product. Like if you want to sell wallets, you have to be promoting that on some sort of social media. It can't just be running the ads. Like you have to actually have people feel like they know the brand. That's why people buy my travel guides, because I built a sense of trust because they know me. This is a really good cigar. Really good one. So we want to do a live stream where we walk around Sao Paulo, but the internet is no good right now. I ran out of internet as soon as I started this live. Put a one in the chat if you guys need to put the headphones on. I already have my YouTube plaque. It's just at my postal center in Dallas. I just haven't had them send it to me. One thing you guys will know is I don't really celebrate much of anything. I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't celebrate my achievements. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm never satisfied. So, like, I have the plaque, but it's like, you guys noticed there was no 100K party. There was no 100K subscriber video. There was no, oh, I reached a milestone. You know, there was none of that. Congrats on 105K. Thank you. Yes, we only need 5 more thousand to get to 110. We'll be at 150 before the year's up, trust me. Maybe when we go to Europe, we might hit that 200 by then. But I know for sure 150 before the year's up.
Paulo, nome do neto do Drácula no Hotel Transilvânia. Denis Ovitch.
What's going on, Sasha?
Denis Ovitch. Tá vendo? Ele lembrava que tinha uma coisa diferente. Denis Ovitch.
Vou pedir um café pra você também?
Oi?
Posso pedir mais um café?
Pode, vou pedir uma pra ela. Ai, eu nem acrescentei o seu. Verdade.
Não, já veio um já. Pedi mais um.
Verdade.
Yeah, I never celebrate because I'm never satisfied. I think that's why.
Posso pedir mais um pra você? Obrigado.
Que coisa, não?
Yeah, it does give you a buzz. It does give you a buzz. It
Vai
makes
ser
you relax.
vai
That's
começar a
why
gravar de novo?
I
Tá gelado.
just scooted the chair. I scooted the table back so this could be closer so I could lean back. Floyd, Casey, and Jason.
Tá. Esse negócio de água do café tá aí? É? Puxa, cadê? Ela tava aqui do lado, vai subir. Se alguém subiu, ela.
No, I still haven't seen Java Latte.
Tava lá dentro.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Lincoln make up with Floyd, man. Floyd is back in the States. Floyd does bring in views. He brings in views and a lot of comments. A lot of comments. I wasn't saying it was played out. I'm just asking. I do get lonely. I think if it wasn't for the live streams, I'd get lonely. I like beaches. Cool Cat sent $5 for Guyana and Cabo Verde, the top 2 countries on my Austin Holiday wish list. If I come into some extra money, I will send it to you to hit those spots. If you send me the money, I'll be there. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Yes. But we cannot have a steady girlfriend. Actually, I'm at a point now where I think I've tried enough women around the world. I think I could probably travel with a girlfriend now. I think I could. Austin, if somebody paid you $100K, you stay in the US for 2 years straight. No, because that would last 1 year. The lifestyle I'm living, $100K would go in a year. Or I can live the same lifestyle for a quarter of that. Doing what I'm doing. It would have made more sense if you just said $1 million. No, $100K for a year. The lifestyle I live now, eating out 2-3 times a day, Ubers everywhere, drinking, smoking cigars, going on dates, Airbnbs. Yeah, that would 100K would go pretty fast. Like I don't even think it would last a year. You think about it, like a Uber, a 20-minute Uber in Dallas was $40. Yeah, no. Even if rent wasn't involved, even if I was spending $1,300 a month for rent, that's already like 15, 16 grand at the lowest rate you're probably gonna find in Dallas. Then if you want, if I want to use Uber like I've been doing in other countries, yeah, you're talking like fucking 50 grand probably an Uber. Uber is ridiculously expensive in the States. And in Dallas it's expensive. I can imagine what it's like in California. Bangkok is not my favorite city. It's my favorite city in Thailand.
Tchau, tchau.
Chop. So yeah, if you and also if you think about where I'm staying at, like where I'm at in Sao Paulo right now, I can walk to the gym. I can walk to fucking 50 restaurants within 15 minutes. I can walk to the cigar lounge. I can walk anywhere pretty much. That's essential. Grocery stores is right next door. To stay in that area in Dallas, you would probably be in Uptown where you can walk everywhere. Yeah, rent is starting at like $1,800, $2,000 a month in those places. So let's say 2,000. That's 24 grand just on rent. That's before we pay electricity and water and all the other, the internet. Phone bill is $150. The phone bill, my phone bill when I was living in Dallas for Verizon, to pay for the phone and to have Verizon service was $150 a month. Or you can go to one of these other countries. The phone bill is $20, $30 a month, unlimited internet. Good internet too. Isn't that crazy that the same internet, like you can get the same speeds of internet in another country for like a fifth of the price? Internet is internet. You know, why is it so much? Why is the internet in the United States so much more expensive? Internet is internet. He said my phone is $50 a month with T-Mobile. Yeah, T-Mobile. It's not Verizon. I'm gonna write a guide to YouTube as well. If you guys want to learn how to do it, put a 1 in chat if you guys want me to write my how-to guide for YouTube. Hell, even if I think the unlimited Latin America and North America T-Mobile access is like $200 a month or something like that. Yeah, I think Metro PCS is $50 a month. Write my life story. That would be an interesting book. Yeah, I'll do a YouTube guide. I think my next ebook will be about YouTube, and then I'll do my self-help books, like how I keep my cognitive focus on point. But honestly, if you guys really don't need a United States phone company. You really don't. If you guys wanted, like I still call my bank, I still call the credit bureaus through an app. I use the Burner app. You download the Burner app, all you need to have is internet. So if you're in Kenya, you could probably have a phone plan for $30 a month. Download the app, connect to Wi-Fi when you need to call the United States. You get to call the United States for $12 a month. I think it's $12 a month for that app. And that's why I don't have my US number. There's no point. For what? What was that tweet about today? What caused you to post this? Anonymous, I need you to tell me your Twitter name. Because you be watching on Twitter. My Twitter post today says the fact that these dudes try to argue with me about black men being fetishized for pussy shows how desperate for sex Americans are. Y'all will accept and tolerate anything. Yeah. So the reason I said that was because when I was like, oh, if you're in Europe or if you're in certain parts of Latin America, some of the chicks just want to, or even Asia, some of the chicks just want to sleep with you just to experiment. And some people are like, oh, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. Yes, if you're a tourist, yes, okay. If you're somebody like me that's not ready to get married or start a family right now, yes, that's okay. But why the hell you have to be desperate to like agree to be like, okay, like I'm gonna just live around people that just look at me as like a human zoo? I mean, for me, it's fine. For me, it's fine. Right now, I'm 25. It's fine. But, dude, when I'm 35 and I want to, like, be done, I don't want to be a damn pet.
Certinho.
Thank you. But we're so desperate, doesn't matter to us. Nicaragua, yeah. I've had 4 or 5 Plasencia cigars. Those are some of my favorites. They're just expensive. I think they're like $25 in the upper cigar. They're at least $20 a cigar, I know for sure. I smoke too much to smoke $20 cigar every day. Like my daily limit is like $10. The CAO, I don't know how you pronounce it, but the Brazilian one is my favorite too. At one point I was smoking one of those every day. That's like one of the best cigars you can smoke. Hands down. I've had the Fuego Plasencia, I've had the silver one, I've had the blue one. They have another one that's a red one. Those are amazing cigars. Cubans are overrated, man. Honestly, when people tell me that they're buying Cubans, I instantly look at it like, yeah, they probably have to smoke too many cigars. That's not always true, because my uncle likes to smoke Cubans, and he smoked a lot of cigars, but I'm like, either they haven't smoked a lot, or they haven't been really exposed to it. Like, once you smoke Mozambique, Brazilians, Dominicans, Honduras, Nicaragua, it's kind of hard to go back to a Cuban and be like, why am I paying $30 for a cigar and the $5 cigar hits better from Nicaragua? That's one thing I didn't like about Chile. They only had Cuban cigars in Santiago, so I was like, yo, like I'm probably gonna just smoke every other day now. Cause they're selling me this cigar for $25, and it's all right. Like, it's just, Cubans are good, but they're just good. Like, I don't think they're like, oh my god. Like, I think if I was started off smoking Cuban cigars, I probably would have never gotten hooked on it. I got hooked on cigars because I started off smoking Nicaragua. And then I went from Nicaragua to Cuban, and I was like, oh, like, Cubans really ain't shit. I'm telling you, Cubans would not be popular if it wasn't for Fidel Castro and Che Guevara, or Barbera, how do you say his name, and it wasn't for the embargo. if they didn't have the embargo in Cuba that make them rare in the United States, or illegal, I should say, they wouldn't be popular. I used to hear Jay-Z talk about smoking Cuban cigars in his music, and I'm like, big fucking deal. Like, you smoked an overpriced cigar. Like, at that point, it's really just a status symbol. Like, it's like, oh, like, I spent $90 on a fucking cigar. This cigar was like $12, and I can tell you it's a hit better than any Cuban I've ever smoked. It has a really good taste to it too. Really good taste. He said smoking that cigar like a teenager. Yeah, you're not really gonna. I'm not really laughing at that, man. I smoke like 2,000 cigars, man. Hey, can't nobody tell me I don't know how to smoke a cigar. I smoke way too many. Romeo and Juliet Cuban cigars are good though. But again, I've had the Nicaraguan equivalent to a Romeo and Juliet for like a fifth of the price. It's like when you realize that it's like when you go to South America and you buy the polo shirts that are made in South America, or they're South American brands, and they cost $20 a polo shirt, and then you put it on, you're like, oh shit, this is the same quality as Ralph Lauren, which is like $80 a shirt. $90 a shirt. Lacoste, $90 a shirt. And I can go to South America and get almost 5 shirts for the same price, and the quality is pretty much the same. No, I smoked 2,000 cigars in a year. Probably a year. I don't know if that number's exact. I know it's over 1,000 though. I know that for sure. And I'm pretty sure it's at least 1,500. Why do I wear hoodies and dress shoes? I do it from time to time. Right now I'm wearing gym clothes, but I'm not wearing dress shoes. That's what I want to be missing. That's what I was going to Nicaragua for, but I couldn't get in. Joelle Crawford, we are smoking one of this amazing brand, the Nicaraguan version. I have on my to-do list, I have a cigar guide, like how to pick the right one, how to cut cigars, how to taste the flavor. Have I got any threats since I've been back in Brazil? No, it's almost like nothing happened. It's like nothing happened. Literally, nothing. What about you, Joel? What you got smoking? I see this in your profile picture. My next one that I got up is one I was smoking last time I was smoking here, which is the PDM Maduro. I won't smoke it right now, but I got it. I Aroma de Cuba, is that the one that has the earthy taste? We need to talk if you're making a cigar guide. Yeah, no, I'll make a cigar guide and I'll put that up. Yeah, but no threats, no chicks have even sent me like the email, not the emails, the letters and all that. Like they haven't, and they have my Instagram, and they've never sent me anything like, oh, I see this about you. What's funny is, whenever I was in the United States, and the news wasn't even, it was more Brazilian news in the United States, I had chicks in the United States sending me my articles like, this happened to you here, and I'm like, the Brazilians don't even send that shit to me. Perdermos are good. Drew Estates I really love. They have some of those here. The Drew Estate, the Maduro and the Connecticut shade, I love that one. It's really good with coffee, like you said. Only thing is I like to smoke cigars and drink coffee for the pairing, but coffee makes me feel like shit. Like when I drink coffee, like the rest of my day is just like off. Like I would rather drink an energy drink or pre-workout than coffee, even though those are less healthy. But I feel healthier with those. Coffee just makes me, like I regret every time I drink coffee. Every time. There's not been one time in my life I drank coffee and I felt good after it wore off. It's not like that for everybody. I have a homeboy in Kenya, he's like that too. He's like, I don't like the way how coffee makes me feel. I'm like, good, okay, I know I'm not the only one feeling like that. Good. It's not even necessarily a crash. Like, for example, last time I was here and I was smoking a PDM cigar and I was drinking coffee, I went to a language exchange event here in Sao Paulo. And the chicks and the guys were like all socializing, but in my mind they weren't, because like I couldn't, like I felt like I just had been zapped all my electrolytes, and I was hydrated. I drank an ion drink or like one of these, that's good to replace electrolytes, and that didn't help either. It's like for me, I literally have to take a nap in order to snap back. Tobacco and Gatorade is a great combo, and it makes the tobacco hit harder, because if you guys know tobacco, it does seem like it drains you. Like it seems like if you smoke a cigar, it seems like, okay, that's it, I'm done for, I'm done. So I like to eat grapes, watermelon, Gatorade. I drink Gatorade or alcohol. All of those, while you smoke tobacco, will keep you from feeling that zapped, dead feeling, in my experience. Yeah, it relaxes me, but like right now I'm smoking in this 3:30. The Olivas are amazing cigars. That's probably one of my favorites, like of all time. It's either that or it's the Ashton Churchill. I haven't tried the Maduro Churchill, but the Connecticut shade Churchill, I smoke one of those, and this is not healthy. I smoke one of those every single day in Kenya. And I'm talking about the Churchill that's like this long, basically the foot long Churchill. I used to smoke one of those every day. What was I talking about? Yeah, we gotta make a cigar guide. That one could easily be 100 pages. Like I could literally just smoke a cigar and type about it. Type a whole page about what I felt like, what it tasted like. That would be a good way to turn my cigar smoking into a true hobby. Because like I'm gonna be educating people and just building like it's a blog, basically. The Oliva V, the Oliva 5 Meliano, Melanio, those are good too. I've had the short little, the ones that look like blunts, I've had those. I've had the box press. torpedoes, the regular torpedoes. I've had the Churchills. I've had the Connecticut Shade, Oliva V's. I've had all of those. I love it. But you guys notice the shorter the cigar gets, I gotta smoke it slower because it actually, the buzz that you get in that relaxed feeling starts to hit harder the shorter it gets. If you smoke it too fast, it'll put you out. Like it'll make you want to be done. That one definitely has like a nutty taste to it too. One thing I'm not good at is actually tasting the cigar. Like I can taste if it has a coffee or vanilla or pepper or some sort of nut, but I can't tell you what it is. Like I can tell you, oh, that tastes like nuts, but some people can tell you like, oh, it tastes like walnuts and peanuts and cayenne pepper and dark chocolate. Like I don't know that deep. You know, I don't know about it that. I can't taste that deep, but I can tell you what type of food it is. This cigar lounge actually has a lot of nice accessories too. They have some nice cigar cases and some better ashtrays. But every time I go in there, I want to buy one, but I'm like it's only $20, but like, man, I'm still on my financial load right now. Like I'm still saving money. You might see me smoking every day. You might see me outside, but like when I get my check, there's like a certain amount that I just immediately save. There's a certain amount that I immediately invest. There's a certain amount that I immediately pay for my bills that I have recurring every month. So I have to pretty much train myself to like, hey, you like to smoke cigars every day? This is your budget for daily cigar smoking. You know, if let's say this is not a real number. Let's just say if I only have $1,000 to spend a month, which in the United States that sounds like you're about to be homeless, but overseas that's more like I have $5,000 to spend every month, basically. Let's say, and I said, okay, well, if I want to smoke every day, my budget is $300 because 30 days, $10 a day. It won't be the best cigars you can get, but you can get a decent cigar for $10 a day. The issue is learning to only smoke one a day, because I like to smoke 2 a day. That's why I come to the cigar lounge every day, because if I buy 5 cigars, I'll probably smoke all 5 of them that same day. I'm getting better at that, because I had 2 of them just sitting at the house. Cigars and colognes are the same. You have to study the notes. Yeah. So cologne-wise, I'm a cedarwood guy. I like cologne. My favorite colognes, if you ever smell cologne on me, which I wear every day, they all have cedarwood. I actually haven't studied my cologne notes a lot. I haven't. So that's the next hobby we gotta get into, is studying different colognes. Now the thing with colognes is it's not cheap like cigars. Like you can smoke a cigar for $5, $10 or more, but you can smoke for $5 or $10. You're not buying bottles of cologne for $5 or $10. You're just not doing it. You can. It's not gonna be what you want. Fruit notes, that's what it is. Cologne. So if I'm somewhere like Cartagena, if I'm somewhere like Cartagena or Salvador Bahia, I would often wear a cologne that had like, what's the clear bottle that starts with the A? Or we could say It's one that's like a trophy, and they have a dark bottle, they have a clear bottle. Creed is one too. Middle Eastern scent. So if you guys ever go to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, they actually have a lot of Middle Eastern smelling cologne. I just didn't like them. Like I put on the cologne, I was like, this shit kind of smells like old. Like I smell like I'm 50 or 60 years old. Invictus, that's what it is, Invictus. I like that one. Gouttiere Ultra Male is one of my favorites, and you only needed 2 sprays of that. Colognes are cheaper because you ain't got to buy them every day. True, you don't have to buy them every day, right? But you can't get as much experience with cologne as you can cigars. I mean, unless if your cologne budget is $1,000 a month, you know, you ain't finna be just running through colognes unless you hanging out at the store. But cigars are easier for you to study because I smoke it, it's gone. It doesn't have to get on the plane with me. It doesn't hold any extra weight because it's gone. You know, cologne, you pretty much can only carry those in check bag unless if you're buying small bottles of cologne. Oh, trust me, traveling, I've had some times where I had like a $90 bottle of cologne. I forgot to put it in my check bag. And they're like, oh yeah, you can't bring this on the plane. I'm like, bitch. You know, I'm thinking like, is there a way I could bribe this guy to let me get this on the plane, you know? And I'm trying to, like, bro, you know this is some fucking cologne, man. This ain't no bomb or no shit like that. It's not drugs or, you know, it's cologne. Still had to throw away my $90 bottle of cologne. How long can a cigar last after you light it? The one I just smoked takes like an hour to properly smoke it, like an hour and a half. This one is about an hour and a half as well. If you want to smoke a cigar that's like a 20-minute smoke, they're usually like this long and they're thin. They have some cigars that literally are like that big. They're fat, but they're that big. So 15 minutes and it's done. So it depends on what cigar you buy. When I was in Texas, I bought like an 18-inch cigar. It was the biggest cigar I've ever smoked. And I smoked that one for damn near 3 hours straight. You can let them go out and relight it. In my experience, it's gonna make you feel like shit. It won't taste the same. Yeah, like a cigar aficionado would tell you, like you should only light a cigar once. And at first I was like, nah, like, you know, I can smoke it today and then smoke it tomorrow. Once you see how different it tastes, it's not as enjoyable. So it makes more sense to just smoke it the next day. I mean, all at once. I'm sorry, all at once. The guy Elvis I was hanging out in Africa with, he was like, oh, you know how to smoke a cigar when you smoke it all day. No. Like if it takes you 5 hours to smoke that cigar I just showed you, no. It'll be good when you light it the first time. Like if that cigar goes out longer than an hour, it's, in my opinion, it's done. Now, the way, so if this, let's say for example, this cigar went out. The way how you would do it is, instead of you pulling in the smoke when you light it, you would blow it out. The guy on YouTube from Padermo Cigars, he was saying when you blow it out, it blows off the carbon or something like that that builds up. Carbon builds up whenever it goes out. So if you blow it, it pushes it out like this. Like that. And it'll revive it. But if you let that cigar sit there all day and it goes out, it's not gonna be the same. Your best bet, if that happens, is, see, we could all write about this I could write about this stuff in the guide. Your best bet is to chop it to chop like, if let's say it went out right here, I would chop it to where that sticker starts, and it would still taste different. It would still taste different. It just wouldn't be as bad.
É, eu também.
So, cigars are literally meant for you to. That's why the cigar lounges have leather chairs, because it's made. They make the cigars for you to literally sit there and smoke for an hour, 2 hours. If you smoke the cigar too fast, it gets too hot and it changes the flavor of the cigar. That's why you're supposed to sit there and just puff on it. If you, like Floyd, when Floyd and I were in, I told you guys a story a million times, but when we were in Romania, I gave him a cigar. He wanted it, and I gave him one. And he was trying to look cool, right? Floyd was trying to look cool, so he's got his camera out, and he's like this, puffing like he's in a fucking rap video, smoking a blunt. And I told him, I said, hey, that's not gonna end well. I've tried that before, trust me, that's not gonna end well. Long story short, he was sitting there on the couch, we're at a club full of beautiful Romanian women. He was laid out on the couch, sweating, talking about he had to go home and take a shit. And I was like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, I knew that. I saw what, I tried to warn him. Because when he was puffing like that, he just started sweating out of nowhere. It'll do you like that. You're really supposed to enjoy it. Like, you're supposed to enjoy it. Like, the amount of time that it takes you to smoke the cigar I'm smoking right now, you could probably drink 3 or 4 glasses of wine in that time. Okay, 4 might be pushing. Let's say 3. But one thing I did love, so if you guys want to smoke and you want to be around people that's always smoking, Eastern Europe is the place for that. If you go to Romania, Poland, or even Turkey, I didn't leave the airport, but it was so many damn cigars that they had. If you go there, there's gonna be so many other people that smoke. Like, it, you won't ever be out of place, and you'll always find somebody that has a similar, they're like-minded, let's say. He said it throws your blood sugar off. Yeah. So another thing about cigars, if you get that queasy, that dizzy, like, I just feel like I'm out of it. At the cigar lounge, they have this packs of sugar, not just for the coffee, but for your body as well. So if you feel the queasy feeling, you can actually get the pack of sugar and put it on the back of your tongue so it'll absorb, I guess. And it'll revive. It won't snap you back completely, but it'll damn sure help you. So the best way to smoke a cigar, man, is really on a full stomach. You need to be pre-hydrated. Like, when I smoke, I'll have water, I'll have alcohol. I will always have water, but I'll have alcohol, or I'll have this, and I won't be hungry. If I'm constipated and I can't go to the bathroom, I will purposely smoke a cigar on an empty stomach, because you will go shit immediately. I mean, that is the best laxative for your body, is to smoke a cigar on an empty stomach. Joel Crawford sent $5 for a cigar on me. Thank you very much. We would do that. Austin Holloman, you're a subject expert on smoking cigars. Published the ebook. Yeah, I think I might do that. Jeffrey brought up Coke. Coke is, I don't like to drink soda, but if I get too fucked, like, I don't think people understand what I mean by fucked when I'm talking about smoking a cigar. Like, the best way to describe that unpleasant feeling from smoking is feeling fucked. Like, you feel like you're just fucked. Like, there's nothing. It almost feels like there's nothing you can do to fix it. And then the worst thing about it is, you feel like that, but you're not gonna just fall asleep because the cigars make your heart beat a little faster too. So you're relaxed, but if you feel your heart, it is the pressure is up and the speed is up too. Your heartbeat is up, the rate. I don't know, whatever it is. So it's not you don't want to get to that point. You don't want to get to that point. Eating chocolate, okay, I will. When we want to talk about how your mind feels, smoking cigars and eating chocolates with almonds. So a lot of cigar lounges will have nuts, like peanuts or cashews or almonds or something like that. If you combine those two, you eat chocolate with some sort of nuts in it, the cigar will, I don't know, mentally it just feels a lot better. Like it feels like I'm being replenished as I smoke. Dark chocolate and almonds, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't really like how dark chocolate tastes, but it tastes good whenever I smoke. Yeah, the more you smoke, how does the cigar affect you physically because if you're not inhaling? So that's something I could write about in the ebook. I don't actually know, but I know that it's pure tobacco. It's a lot of tobacco. It's enough tobacco that you're puffing at once for it to get absorbed into your mouth to where you don't need to inhale it. So I was watching Steve Harvey because when I first got fascinated by cigars, I was always looking up videos. When I was in Kenya, chicks would be watching cigar videos with me. The chicks are coming over to smash, and then we go watch a cigar video together. They don't even smoke, but they're just fascinated that people are actually talking about how to smoke cigars a lot. So I looked up that kind of stuff, and that's how I know a lot of this. I tried it. A lot of things that they were saying, but yeah, here's how you know if a cigar affects you physically without inhaling it. Try inhaling a cigar and see how potent it is on your mental health and your physical health. I mean, you'll be sweating, you'll have meth addict lungs. Like when I was inhaling cigar smoke, man, I wasn't sick up here, but I was sick in my lungs. So like I had green mucus that I was, like it sounded like I was on drugs, like I was smoking. It didn't sound good. So it was like whenever you go through that experience, and you'll realize, yeah, you don't need to inhale these. It's enough just to puff on them. But Steve Harvey was saying, that's what I meant to say. Whenever you puff the cigar, to take a deep breath. That doesn't mean a deep breath here. That means hold it in your mouth. Just like if you were to drink water and just let it sit in your mouth and you can still breathe like this. The same way you do that. You do that with the smoke in your mouth. And he was saying it relaxes him, and I guess maybe it helps with the absorption or something, or just deep rest, relax you in general, combine it with the smoke. But it works. It works. I don't know how. Dipping cigars, I do dip my cigars when I'm drinking alcohol. So sometimes the cigar can be too strong on your mouth, like the ones that are infused with like pepper. The ones that they make with pepper or they're fermented with pepper. It's too much on your mouth for me. So I would get I don't like whiskey, so I'll drink something. It could even be a straight shot of vodka, which doesn't help too much. But let's say a mixed drink and you dip the tip in there, and it doesn't hit as hard. You cannot hotbox cigars. You cannot hotbox cigars. If you go to the cigar lounge, you'll notice that either they're open air, like there's windows open or there's no roof, or they have a air purifier, because if that smoke sits in that room and you inhale that through your nose and it goes in your lungs, it won't kill you. It'll feel like it's about to, but you'll start to feel like shit. Like it'll be like, okay, that's too much. Like now you feel like you smoked a blunt. Now you just sit back like this, and you don't really get to enjoy it. So that's why you guys will see I'm always smoking with the back door next to the back door open. That's mainly so the room won't smell like it. But you have to have some sort of ventilation. Sounds like there's a science to smoking cigars. Yeah, it's not something. It's very complex. Like it's not as simple as just light the cigar and smoke it. Like here they have two types of cutters. There's three types of cutters, or 3 or 4. But they have, this is a straight cut, which is just a regular cut that's gonna make it look like straight. Like it's just gonna look like you just cut it straight off. They have some that has a V, where it looks like it's a V cut out of it. I don't like those. No, I don't feel like the pool is the same. I don't really see the reason why they invented that. Maybe I'll find out one day. But then they have this, which is a punch cut, and you put it in there. And this, for me, when I first started using it, it was good because it made it put more smoke in your mouth. Like when you would smoke more, it seemed like more smoke came out through the punch cut. But something about the concentration or something like that, it makes the punch cut will make the cigar get too hot, and then it starts smelling like dog shit. Like if a cigar gets too hot, it starts to smell like dog shit. That's the best way I can describe it. Brandon Hayes said $5 for when you say Brazil's played out, do you mean overhyped or misunderstood? Thank you for the super chat. What I'm talking about is personally it's not played out. Like I love it, I enjoy myself here, but I'm talking about for content. Like it's like me going to Medellin. Like people are gonna watch, but are they really learning anything? Or, you guys know my expertise is going to places that people don't go, like Montevideo, like Santiago, Chile, like Paraguay, like Santa Cruz, Bolivia. Like my content is known for going places just because people don't go there, and they're curious about, oh, well, you know, none of these passport bros really go to this place, and Austin's black, you know, most people that watch me are black, so what is it like for a black man in Bolivia or Uruguay? We all know what it's like for black men in Rio and Medellin and Thailand. Like, there's nothing new you could really, I don't know why those videos get so many views, because there's nothing new that you could really teach people about Medellin. Like, what new information is going to come out about Medellin? You know, there's nothing new about it. But I'm talking about content-wise. Is it overhyped for content? It's not overhyped. I think it's just been saturated. Rightfully so, because it's a great place. There's, like, when I went to Kenya was not a new travel. Like, there was plenty of other black Americans there and white Americans and English people there. But for this space on YouTube that I'm in, you know, the black travel space, like, most of us haven't been there. Like, I don't think Zoda Barber has been to Kenya. Check got to Kenya after I got there. Travelversity got there after I got there. A lot of people that have not been to Kenya that's in this space. So when I went there, it was like, oh, it wasn't a new space. There was already tourists there, but on YouTube it was opening up a new avenue for content. Jay sent $3 for, I usually chase my cigars with vanilla hookah. Try. So I like hookahs too, or as they call them in Africa, shisha. The guy that turned me on the cigars told me if you smoke a cigar, for some reason it's not proper etiquette to smoke the hookah right after. I guess that's like a class thing or something. I don't know. I do it anyway. But I've never smoked a cigar and a hookah. I may have. I think I did in Kenya. One thing I write about in the ebook too is oral health and oral and dental health in cigars. You have to, if you want to keep your teeth nice and white, you know, you have to, and you don't want them falling out your damn mouth, you have to definitely brush your teeth right after. And your gums. And mouthwash. I have so much free time now, I just brush my teeth and take a shower. So if I go on a date, they would have never known I was smoking a cigar right before. Monica, I don't know where Monica is at. I talked to her yesterday, but I don't know where she's at. Oh, she was a temporary character on the show, I guess. Yeah, floss is important too. I floss every day. We got a $10 super chat from Brandon Hayes. Again, maybe interviewing more local Brazilians, male and female, would be more interesting content. I would agree. For example, that light-skinned Venezuelan-born black girl you interviewed said a lot of interesting things. Yes. Her and the other girl that I interviewed the other day about racism in Brazil, that was a good live. I just was, and I already said this, but the entire time, maybe about 15 minutes into the live, the answers and the questions that were going on in that live, I was like, this could be another way to be, you know, like back on CNN, Brazil. You know, like I was like, maybe we should private this live. You know, you can go to the States and talk about racism all you want, because number one, I'm from there. Number two is freedom of speech, and freedom of speech, historically, probably not anymore, but historically has been respected in the United States. Brazil is not one of those places. Especially not for a foreigner. Because the way how people are going to look at it is like, who is this motherfucker coming over here trying to like make it seem like we're just some racist ass, you know, so I just didn't think that would be a good idea to keep that live up. Shango, I will say that Ace Live, he went to Chile before I did though. Did I hear back from the black Venezuelan woman? Curious to know if men reached out to her with negative comments. No. I have talked to her since then. She even said she would come back on the show. I don't know what we would talk about, but she said she would come back to the show. She said she really enjoyed it. Luckily, she's somebody that can take criticism. Big Fiend, which live are you talking about? You talking about the interview or the IRL? I definitely need to clip up that IRL with Monica. That was a good one. I'll be in Brazil probably another 5 weeks. 7 weeks. But it won't be in Sao Paulo. I'll be in Sao Paulo another 3 weeks. And then we'll be in Manaus. Manaus will be good content because it's in the Amazon rainforest. So we'll see native looking Brazilians, we'll be able to see the wildlife, we'll be able to go in canoes, we'll be able to go on hell, we could probably even find a way to do an Amazon tour through the Amazon. It'll be better content than Sao Paulo, because Sao Paulo is not, there's touristy stuff here to do, but it's not like if you want to compare touristy stuff to do in Sao Paulo versus Santiago, Chile. Like Santiago, Chile has so I cannot elaborate on how many tourist attractions there are in Santiago. They're here too, but it's not. They don't stand out like the ones in Santiago. So the Amazon content will be. It'll be a very different look. It'll be very different. And again, we gotta think about who all has been there. Like the only person in this space I know that's been in Manaus is DJ P and Floyd. The girls are different in Manaus too. Yeah, Santiago is a vibe. It's a very classy vibe. It's very expensive compared to the other countries. It's very expensive. Can you do an interview Rocky in real time while in Sao Paulo? He's in Sao Paulo? Thank you for the $5 super chat. I could interview him. I don't know if Fred would be happy about that, but I could interview him. Would you do an IRL guided day tour of Sao Paulo if you did a donation? This would be through TripAdvisor or Viata. Sao Paulo? You're talking about hire a local to be my guide in Sao Paulo. Oh yeah, if somebody donates, then yeah. If you guys, here's my thing: if you guys donate for me to do content, I have to do it. If you guys donate for that, I have to do it. I'm not gonna. If you guys donate for me to go to Turkey, if you guys donate for me to go to Australia, I'm gonna go. A local company, yeah, and I think that'd be pretty easy to find. I know, actually, my Uber driver, he gave me a card today. I think it says airport rides, tourism, shows. He will take me to the interior portion of Sao Paulo. So he actually will, he gave me a card. I guess that was right on time that you brought that up. Guyana would be dope too, but I gotta catch Europe before it gets cold. Honestly, we should have been in Europe right now. Because I had already said I was gonna go by June 1st. No, the title wasn't clickbait. We were talking about is it overplayed for content. Not for Austin Holloman. It's my favorite country, but is it overplayed for content? And my answer was yes. I think, let's say Rio, Sao Paulo is oversaturated with content. Oh yeah, Naughty American Expat. You guys remember when I was in Romania and Poland with Floyd in October, November? I'll never do that again. I'll never do that. That shit was nobody was really outside and it was way too cold. IRL with Monica would be dope. It would be dope. She gotta answer the phone. Well, I mean, it's not that she won't answer the phone. She just gotta meet with me. She'll respond to my message. I can't meet her. So, hopefully we do meet each other. 10-pack of Deadwood Fat Bottom Bellies. I've heard that one. I haven't tried it, but that what was it? Year 2024 Dragon that I smoked when I was in Dallas. That was hands down my top 5 cigars. Hands down, and it was so good. It was cheap. It was like $7, but they were sold out everywhere. Even online, they were sold out. Yeah, Monica, she'll respond, but like, yeah, getting her out. I think Sao Paulo is like the United States, where if you meet a chick in person, you gotta get them in. Like, whatever your intent is with them, you gotta get them in. Once they separate from you, it's gonna be hell trying to link back with them again. Too many options. She was just flirting and attention seeking for the day, nothing to follow up on. That's also a possibility. That's also a possibility. I heard they come back over and I need to ask them for some women can do that and feel nothing for it. Oh yeah, all that kissing and hugging and all that and sitting in my lap. Oh, women will do that, yeah. They can do that. Now, I can say worldwide that has happened less, but it's happened to me in other countries besides the United States. But worldwide, it's less. I think worldwide, in other countries, women feel the intent. They feel like they have they have to have some sort of intent. We chilling right now, man. We just smoking a cigar. I would get up and walk around, but my data on my phone ran out. And my other phone's data, y'all be saying it looks like a shuffleboard or it's 2G, a slideshow, so it's not really good to walk around in. Very Brazil, making out in the bar, then ghost town after, yeah. Well, the thing is, Monica hit me. The reason I was like, oh, okay, we'll link again is because she told me, like, hey, look, we're gonna, let's meet tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Now I'm confused. Put a 1 in the chat if I should double text her to see if she could be if we could do a vlog together. I don't double text her, but if my subscribers want to see it, I'll do it. But for personal reasons, no, I wouldn't do it. In other words, personally, no, I wouldn't do it, but for business, yes, I would do it. Yeah, Marty, you're right about that. In Sao Paulo, you do run into a lot of Brazilian women that do speak English. In Rio, not so much. Like in Rio, Salvador, if you don't know Portuguese, it's gonna limit the pool of women you talk to. In Sao Paulo, I think it'll limit it here too, but the limit is higher. Like, it seems like 50% of the chicks here know some sort of English. Remember, you guys, if you guys want to learn how to build your Instagram following, there is a 52-page ebook that's only $3 US. Only $3 US that is tagged at the bottom of this live stream, and it teaches you exactly how to grow your following, how to engage with your audience, how to monetize your audience, how to remain authentic. There's like 7 chapters. I can't remember all the chapters off the top of my head, but it teaches you everything you need to know. It's only $3, the cheapest investment you guys will get. There will be a follow-up webinar that I'll do to the people that do buy the guide. I'm only gonna email the people who buy the book about the webinar because I know that those people are actually interested. In other words, they call it a funnel. The workout plan is linked down there too. It's $3 too. Wow. But I noticed you guys actually buy the ebooks that you guys want me to make. Like when I made the ebook about Brazil, the CNN thing, a lot of people bought that. When I made the ebook about fitness, a lot of people bought that. The first 3 days, it was just constant. People were buying. People are still buying it today, but people are constantly buying. The ebook about Tanzania, a lot of people bought that. Instagram, I'm just now promoting that, so we can't. Raw Travels, sorry to disappoint you. Girl, you put so much time and effort into your trade, I'm gonna buy your ebook. Thank you very much. Thank you, Heartthrob Never. And we talk about racism because people want to see that. My most viewed videos have something to do with race. My typical day in Thailand as a black man. Argentina's not racist anymore. Afro-Latinas don't want black men. Me comparing Kenyan women to black American women. Me comparing Tanzanian women to black American. Like, what is my daily life like? What is my life like in what was it? What is Romania like for a black man? I think I titled that one. People like that. People like that. And honestly, again, if I'm black, which I am, and I want to go to, and I say, let's say I got a overseas job in Serbia, I'm gonna get on YouTube to see what other black folks that have been to Serbia. Should I be scared to go? Should I be okay to go? People want to know about that kind of stuff. You know, if let's say some Middle Eastern country is known for killing black tourists, you would want to know about that before you go there. So people do look up that kind of stuff. Now, even Africa is black, but people want to know, do the Africans accept this? Do the Africans accept this? You know, people want to know about that. Unfortunately, if I title it my typical day in Thailand as an American man, nobody gives a fuck. As a black man, people care. My typical day in Ukraine as an Asian, people are going to tune into it because Asians are from Ukraine, so they're gonna want to know about it. You guys got to remember we had slaves. You know, we got colorism. So people, it's a very necessary topic to touch on. And Angel, like you said, yeah, people have a problem with me talking about racism. Stop being racist. People say, oh, the best wives are in the Philippines. Well, I know the first thing I'm gonna think is, do they really like us over there though? You know, are they actually into black men? So you title your video, "Are Filipinas into black men?" Boom, that's an evergreen. That video will forever get views. Are Europeans into black? Are Romanians into black men? Are French women into black men? You know, are Chilean women into black? Like that. There's so many videos that, Wesley said, don't act like being a black American is accepted around the world. Yeah, exactly. You gotta think about how media has betrayed black people, how we portray ourselves through rap music. You know, I've been in some countries in South America and in Asia where there's people with like their hat and Europe, where they got their hat to the back and they're, what's going on, they didn't say my nigga, but they said, what's going on, bro? Like they got like this hip hop, because that's what they think of us. So people know that, but they want to know, is that positive or negative when you go there? You guys also gotta think YouTube is a business for me, so I have to make videos that are gonna make me money. Like I have to make videos that will get searched for. Still authentic though, because I'm really going there and I'm really experiencing, but I have to tailor it in a way where I know people will search for it. Because I can't title the video Austin Goes to Europe. I have 105,000 subscribers. Like, that's not even the population of Arlington, Texas. Like, a lot of people know me, but when you put it on a world scale, people don't know me. So I have to title my videos in ways where people that don't know me will find out about me. Like Wesley said, me being a white American, do they accept a woman? If I go to Tanzania, Kenya, because white people are going to think about, oh, well, my ancestors went to Kenya and colonized and, assaulted the women and killed the men and took control of the government. Maybe they might not like me when I get there. That's not true. White men, from what I've seen, they didn't have a bad time in Kenya. They fit in just like they didn't fit in because they're white, but they were fine. But people are gonna look for that. So what do I do when I get to Kenya? Find a white guy. How long you been living here? Oh, 5 years. Let me interview you. Tell the other white people on YouTube what it's like being white in Nairobi. That's how YouTube works, man. Or at least this part of YouTube. My daily life as a black man in Jackson, Mississippi. Mobile, Alabama. Omaha, Nebraska. That's a good. See, you can even do this even if you're in the United States. The United States has historically been racist. So if you make a video, what it's like as a black man in Omaha, Nebraska, people are gonna watch that. I was just watching a video on Valuetainment about the new Mexican president. I was just watching that. She's a feminist too. Which obviously I think most women in government are feminists. Because feminism helped them get there. If it wasn't for feminism, women wouldn't have the right to vote. So it's only right to think that most women that work in the government are somewhat pro-feminism, because it would only make sense for them. Maybe not modern day, but they have to have some feminism beliefs, because there's not going to be a damn Republican senator that's going to say, oh, women shouldn't have the right to vote. Well, what the hell are you doing here? Is what people would ask her. Honestly, Floyd should hear that. I might tell Floyd to do that. Floyd's day as a black American in Nebraska. Even though he's in Texas. But he could do that. Now, I will admit in Africa they do kiss white people's ass big time, and it makes sense. I mean, when you think about it, they're the same people that subconsciously ingrained in your head are above you, because just 50, 60, 70 years ago, you know, 70 years ago, Kenya was still a colony, meaning that white people were above you. So 70 years ago, that was pretty much just one lifetime ago. So I can only imagine that it's probably still in their brain to think that way. Now, maybe in 100 years, it won't be. Just like in America, like black Americans are a little different. Like, we've always been pro-black, and I'm gonna say that because in Latin America, they said, let's integrate and not segregate. Integration allowed them to basically be like, okay, you need to be similar to us by mixing in to be like us. But in America, they said, we're gonna separate. So when you separate people, they have to be pro-black. I mean, you can't be pro-white and you're not even allowed to be around the white people. Like, you can only be pro-black. Because back in those times, they only saw black businesses, black school teachers, you know, versus in other parts of the world where they said they need to integrate, you know, it's different. So it's a reason why black Americans have more pride than, you know, Latin Americans. We're black Latin Americans. Like the Brazilian guy I interviewed, he told me that America is the only place in the world that he's been to where he's seen blacks be so pro-black. We're very pro-black, but we have to put up a sign that says black-owned business in order for us to get us to support each other. It's fucking crazy. It doesn't make sense. We're pro-black, but we don't support each other. Yeah, Casey and Wisner go. Casey said he would for sure go. He said he'd for sure go. He said the later the better. So if I go September, October might be better. So if he goes, it'll be some good vlogs if we go. That Afro-Brazilian dude the other day was talking about you like you were a pookie. Yeah, I heard it, but I couldn't hear it because I was drunk. Like, I was hearing everything he was saying, but it wasn't hitting my mind the same way. because my serotonin was being released. I was like, oh, I'm having so much fun, but I could still hear what he was saying. I was with this chick last night. She told me she stayed somewhere out west. She said that they have Angolan people out west that are straight Angolan. Like they're never mixed in. Like, and outside of my apartment, there's a restaurant, and there's always a lot of black dudes down there, and they look straight African. Like they don't look like the typical black Brazilian. Like they look like they were slaves, they were liberated, and they just stayed together, and that was it. If I could find one of them that speaks English, that would be an amazing interview. And then I'd probably get ran out of Brazil again for trying to make it seem racist. Chili Pete said $5 for thoughts on Panama City. Overwhelming how beautiful the women are. I love the Panamanian women. I haven't been yet. That is one of my go-to destinations. Chris C, I know exactly what you're talking about. He said when I was in Africa, I remember a girl that was 3 times lighter, and when I woke up, she was 3 shades darker. I guess that whitening cream wore off or something. What it is in Africa, it's like some, not all of them. Some of those chicks have a real sense of like self-hate. So like they want to literally light themselves up. And I've had that same experience where I told you guys a story where I seen a chick, and like, I'm like, oh, I met her in person at a polo race, a polo game, wherever it is, and she was like she was my skin tone, and on Instagram she was my skin tone. I went to her house to go see her. She was asleep, and her homegirl was like, "Yeah, that's her right there." And I'm like, "No, it ain't. Where's she at?" No bullshit, bro. She was like this. She was probably this dark. She was probably that dark. Or at least the color of my beard, you know, she wasn't like this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to do that. Making your skin lighter is not gonna make you more beautiful. Like there's plenty of chicks that are beautiful that are as dark as this damn cigar. Like I've met plenty of beautiful chicks that are dark. But there are some Africans that are light skinned, yeah. North Africa, there's some Rwandans that are light skinned, Somalians that have light skin. That's due to mixing though with the Arabians. Ghana has not light-skinned women too, but I heard it's just one tribe. Like, I think the Nigerians look like typical Nigerians, but there's one tribe that's light-skinned out there. Ghanaian women aren't that cute. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed. Like when I was in Ghana, I spent my time with a Nigerian. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed by, I think the East Africans, let's say, when it comes to Ghana versus Rwanda versus Kenya versus Uganda versus Uganda. Ugandan women, yeah, it's not a lot of them walking around, but the ones that are beautiful are beautiful. And it's, oh my God, I mean, they'll have a waist as wide as this damn lighter, and their ass will be like this. So the proportions are ridiculous. I got it on video. You guys see me walking around the mall. I got it on video. They got some fine Ugandan women. They got some fine Ugandan women. They're there. That's one of those places you're gonna have to stay a while, and you're gonna have to know the right people. So like I knew O'Shea, and he's been there for like 8 years. So he was able to show me, like, hey, let's go over here, let's go over there. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, oh, shit. Like, man, I'm telling you, the fattest asses in the world is in Uganda. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Ooh, Uganda women, boy. Oh, I was with two women Uganda. Two women Uganda. Oh, they was good too. They was good too. Ethiopia, they're beautiful women too. They have nice bodies too, but they're not as accessible because they're Muslim. And now, if you go outside, like if you meet a Somalian in Kenya or Tanzania, yeah, or Mozambique, yeah. But I wouldn't go to Somalia trying to date. Like, you probably get your damn head chopped off. Literally. So that cigar didn't hit me too hard because I smoked it for 145 minutes, which is 2 hours plus 2 hours 20 minutes. So that's how long it should take you to smoke a cigar. Somalian women in Kenya, Somalian women living here in Kenya are loose. They're not covering their hair. Yeah, the chicks that are in, the Somalian chicks that are in Kenya, you'll know they're Somalian by their facial features and their skin tone, but they're not walking around in their hijab. Like they're wearing regular clothes just like the Kenya women, and yeah. But you still gotta be careful. Like I was on before I knew about that you can't really like just date Somalian women. I was on a date with one, and there was a guy that walked in his white, I guess the male version of the hijab. And he was just sitting back there just mugging both of us. And he told the waiter to bring his bill so he could leave. And I told her, yeah, let's leave. I don't need him coming back with 7 people. She's like, oh, they're not gonna do that here. I was like, I don't give a fuck if you think that or not. I'm not from here. I don't know if he will or will not do something. I don't want to find out either. Sudan is Muslim too, I believe. Yeah. I can tell by the clothing they wear that they're Muslim. Like even when I met Marlo in Ghana, she wore something that looked very, very Sudanese. But she was born in America. No, she was born in Sudan, but grew up in America. And since like, I think she said since like 5 years old or something like that. I was paying $670 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom when I was in Nairobi. Cheap. It's very cheap to live there. It's just, if you want to hang out a lot, that's when it starts to get expensive. And it's easy to do that in Nairobi because their culture is very much, let's drink all day and smoke shisha and like if you don't like to drink, I don't know if Kenyan women are for you because they will drink their ass off. They will drink their ass off. Like you cannot date a Kenyan woman and not drink. I'm convinced that's damn near impossible. But you guys, been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I just had to check in with you guys because we don't have an interview today. And would do an IRL, but we ran out of data. So I gotta put some more data on the phone. Even though I just did that days ago, not even a full week ago. But we will. He said you can probably find a fine older sister in Nairobi, but she may be an alcoholic. Yeah. They drink. In Nairobi, they would drink. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna go back to the house. I may go live again here in a little bit because I'm about to just. I'm actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and work on that cigar ebook, and we will go from there. Try to see if I can set up another date. I don't even feel like standing up, man. Yeah, I love you guys. Thank you guys for the donations and the cash out. I will see you guys next time.